Welcome back. There is a live look outside from the Oregon coast, our Inn at Spanish Head Resort Hotel camera in Lincoln City. Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Spring cleaning is right around the corner, so why not get a head start with your makeup? Here with tips to keep your beauty products in tip-top shape, we welcome back professional makeup artist Olivia Hawthorne. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
Great to see you.
It's great to see you.
Where do we begin? We have so much stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah.
I guarantee you most of the people watching this right now that are makeup wearers probably have a bunch of expired stuff in their drawer.
It's so true.
So take this as your sign. It's time to purge.
It's time to purge.
Yep. So dig it all out. What I always tell people, just take everything that you own out, lay it all out, and then I'll kind of show you how to go through it. And
the Marie Kondo method, where you have to touch everything.
Yeah.
And you just know.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to return.
And think about, like, have you used it recently?
I know. And there's germs in there.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the big main reason to let stuff
perfect.
go. So let's start with liquids.
Yes.
So liquid products, typically 12 to 18 months is about as long as you want to keep them. One thing to look for, though, and I don't think the camera is going to pick this up, but on the bottom of your packaging, there's going to be a little symbol that looks like a little popped open jar.
Yes.
It's going to say 12 months, 18 months, whatever.
Yeah.
That's how long you want to keep that product.
Okay. So you have to remember when you got it.
Yes. So if you're someone that you tend to keep things way too long, write the date on the back of it.
Yeah,
just get a Sharpie and write the date that you bought it. That way you know you will remember to toss it when it's time.
That's good if you're a stalker too. If you buy 3 or 4 at once, make sure that you mark.
Exactly. And that, yes, because that is from the time that you open it.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
So, and that's not to say buy something, let it sit for 5 years and then use it. You still want to open it
perfect.
pretty quickly after you buy it. So when it comes to keeping these types of items clean, it's always a good idea to just wipe down the outside of your packaging. I know that seems sort of silly, but like bacteria will collect. You know, when you get like fingerprints and gunk on the outside.
You're going to touch that and then touch your face.
Yeah, exactly. So I always just get a cotton pad with some 70% alcohol and I just wipe everything down.
Easy.
It's really easy. With things that have pumps, open up the pump, wipe around the pump, because that's another place where things can kind of build up. Squeeze tubes, things like that. Things that have wands in them, you can't really clean these, so you have to toss those out because those will just collect.
Yes.
Droppers, same thing. And despite what social media shows you, please don't put your dropper on your face.
They're all touching their face
it's
with
so bad.
the applicator, and then
it's
the
so bad.
applicator is dirty.
Especially with skincare, because skincare tends to be the things that has a dropper, and you're just contaminating your product.
We're not judging you. We're here to help.
No, not judging, but there's bad advice out there.
Yes, there's a better way to do it.
There's a better way, exactly. So concealers, same thing. If it's in a squeeze tube, that's great. Squeeze tubes are just less likely to get contaminated, but things with wands, same thing. Just especially if it's around your eyes.
Yes.
Don't keep this any longer than what it says on the bottle. So powder products. Pressed powders, so this one's brand new, so I don't have a good example to show you, but you know when you have a pressed powder, it gets that glaze on it. Tends to happen more if you have really oily skin and you're constantly reapplying. If that happens, it's not necessarily time to throw it out, but you can take a cotton pad, the ones with the little kind of exfoliating texture work really well, and just scrape and keep going until you get that glaze off.
Oh, nice.
If it's not coming off, it's time to let it go.
Time to say goodbye.
Because you're not really using the product at that point anyways. You're not picking it up. Same thing with like blushes. Just every once in a while, give them a little scrape off the top. Powder products tend to last longer than creams.
Oh, great.
That you still want to just wipe the top layer off.
And then you have the satisfaction of when it's all vibrant again. You go, oh, this is what it's supposed to look like.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and that's another thing. So when you're doing your visual inspection, if you're not sure how long you've had something, if it's looking really faded on the top, that's another good sign. It might be time to check it.
Perfect.
Eyeshadows, same thing.
These ones are tough. They last forever.
They do last forever. But if you're thinking about it, you're putting that near your eyes. So just periodically go through and just give it a wipe. You're going to extend the life of your product really well that way. I have so many of those all stacked up. I know. We all do. Okay. You're not alone. Eyeshadow palettes are where people tend to go a little crazy and then not ever use them up.
They're always such a great gift for a makeup lover because you can change up the colors. And
but if you keep them clean, they will last you longer.
Okay, great.
So cream products that are like hot poured cream products where they're a solid, I know I'm being redundant, but you just want to spray and wipe. Something like Beauty So Clean, it's made for makeup. You can spray the top of it, let it sit for a second, and just wipe that top layer off. And you want to be doing that, once a month or so anyways, just to keep stuff clean. Lip products. So lipsticks that come in bullets, and this is especially true if you have been sick recently or something like that,
so
and you want, but you want to keep your lipstick.
Yeah.
Same thing, spray it, and then shave it, is what we call it in the makeup world.
Yeah.
And just scrape the top layer off, and that will do a really good job of removing any bacteria
nice,
on the surface.
Can salvage it, because some of those are really expensive.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little more difficult to do with things like glosses that come in a tube.
Yeah.
If you know, if you're questioning it, just don't do it.
True.
Because you're putting all the germs from your mouth back in there.
Directly on your mouth.
Just,
Let's not do that.
Just recycling it over and over again.
Okay.
Pencils, just sharpen them.
Sharpen them. That's
easy.
it.
Mascaras, they have to just get chucked
They gotta
after
go.
3 to 4 months.
They gotta go.
You cannot salvage this.
No.
Do not try to refresh it. Do not try to add things to it. Trust me, people do.
It's a good exercise.
Yeah, you just gotta let it go. So brushes and sponges, you know,
so bad.
Everybody's got some crusty
So
brushes
bad.
laying around that need to be cleaned. So you absolutely must be washing them with soap and water.
Yes.
Once every 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
If you know that you just tend to be lazy and you maybe aren't going to do it as often as you should, something like Cinema Secrets or any kind of like spray and wipe brush cleaner, I brought you my own dirty bronzer brush to show you how well this works. So spray it on and then just wipe it on the towel.
Look at that. Look at all that stuff coming off.
And this is really good for like just color changes too. Like if you want to switch colors and you want to use the same brush.
And that's a lot better than just letting it sit. And look at that.
It works really well.
Beautiful.
So this does not replace soap and water, but it's a really good in between. Sponges, like your beauty blenders, people hold on to these far too long.
I know. They gotta go.
And yeah, they have to.
So
keep them for about a month, maybe 2 tops, and you do need to wash them out with soap and water.
Yes.
If they start to fall apart and disintegrate, it is absolutely time to let them go.
Yes. And there's some great budget-friendly ones. You don't have to feel bad about
yes.
something.
I buy this particular one. I get on Amazon in a pack of 6 for like $10.
Perfect.
They're not nearly as expensive as they used to be.
Perfect.
For shampooing your brushes and your sponges, I love the Dr. Bronner's baby soap because it's an oil-based soap.
Perfect.
So
I'm going to speed you through this last one too.
Yep, and just like a fragrance-free dish soap.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
So
you got us all covered. We'll have more about Olivia on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this. Go, Dolly.
Yeah.